How's it going, everyone? It's Milwaukee coming back at you once again, and today we're going to be discussing Justice League Dark, The Books of Magic by Jeff Lemire. Let's get into it. So I'm going to talk briefly here about the non-event event, Rise of the Vampires. Starting off with Justice League Dark. The team teleports to Gotham to take on the vampires. They team up with Batgirl before separating and going on separate missions. John Constantine and Deadman travel to the underworld. Madame Xanadu goes to the astral plane, and the rest join Batman in the larger fight. Now we're on to the iVampire. Mary joins the group to take on Kane. Now it's back to Justice League Dark. Madame Xanadu gets her wish. Shade and his M-Vest warp away. Oh no, please come back. John Constantine and Deadman fail on their mission. What a bunch of losers. Or do they? I guess we'll find out back in iVampire. Oh, what do you know? Andrew returns from the dead with new powers. He takes over Kane's vampire army, gets his Mac on with Mary, kills Kane, and leaves the vampires out of Gotham. Wow, what an event. Picking up after the events of the Rise of a Vampire event tie-in, John Constantine is tasked by Steve Trevor of the Argus organization to form up the Justice League Dark and to take on Dr. Faust and recover a magical artifact. John Constantine and the Justice League Dark betray Steve Trevor, and they take the magical artifact, which turned out to be a map to the books of magic, for themselves, and in doing so, they unleash the Demons 3 and spring Faustus' trap on Argus. John Constantine defeats Dr. Faust and learns the location of the books of magic, but is betrayed. The team decides to split up, and they go their separate ways, and they each encounter one of two enemies, either Blackbriar Thorn or Black Boris. It's here where we get issue 0, where a young John Constantine takes a mentorship from some magic guy named Nick Necro and his girlfriend Zatanna, and we learn the history between John Constantine and Zatanna and Nick Necro, who, would you know it, ultimately becomes the big bad of the story arc. Nick Necro has returned, and he has captured Zatanna. John Constantine risks everything to save Zatanna and keep the books of magic out of the clutches of Nick Necro. I gotta be honest here, I was stuck on this book for weeks. I really wasn't loving it. The first 3 or so issues with the whole Dr. Faust storyline with Argus, it was just, in my opinion, bad. Things really picked up after issue 0 with the introduction of Nick Necro and the history between Nick and John and Zatanna and the whole race to find the books of magic. It got interesting then, but man, was it a slog prior. And then you had the Rise of Vampires Event 2, which also was a slog. This volume, set me back in terms of my timeline of producing videos. Because I just didn't want to continue reading it. And I wasn't going to give up on it because got to read them all, right? But yeah, the book started off sucking, but by the end, it totally redeemed itself. Don't you just love it when that happens? This volume sees the Justice League Dark get a whole bunch of new members. You got Black Orchid, Uh, Andrew Bennett, the vampire from I Vampire, he sticks around as part of the team. Frankenstein from Frankenstein: The Agents of Shade, which I've yet to read, he joins the team. We get this new character called Amethyst, who has her own series. I guess it just started around issue 0 month for the New 52. So she's here in the book. There's this new kid. His name was like Thomas Hunter or whatever. I don't know if he's existed in the DC universe before, but when they first brought him up, Madame Xanadu, she travels to London and she's looking for the most powerful mage in history. And it turns out to be this little boy with glasses. And I'm thinking, are they riffing on Harry Potter right here? Like I said, I don't know. He maybe existed, decades before Harry Potter. But I was like, Jeff Lemire, I see what you're doing here. But again, the race for the books of magic. Uh, eh. So all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and give Justice League Dark, the books of magic, a 4 out of 5. Like I said, it started off real slow for me, but by the end, things just ramped up. They introduced a real villain, not the clown Dr. Faust. Uh, it really connected like the DC universe. You had, the introduction, at least to me, of Argus. Frankenstein and the Agents of Shade. You had all this stuff coming together. Big crescendo. Yeah, 4 out of 5. I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to the next volume, but gotta read it. So until next time, I'll see you there.